I've got laundry going in the background, but I just got behind on the thing. So today's cover the area. Okay, well, we'll do that. This is what this is we're messing with today. 8 and above, I think I qualify. It'll do up to 6 decks. Automatic card shuffler. Professional. No cheating. High speed. Well, who could argue with that, huh? Okay, so here it is. I've already done some disassembly on it. The trouble is, it's squealing very badly, and I've learned how to take it apart. And I've got some of the pieces over here. I've got the batteries. It takes C batteries. Wow, when was the last time you heard anybody using C batteries? And the little tray thing and all that other stuff. So I took out these 4 little screws right here, and that takes this off. And that little thing is just that little thing, and it's the little card diverter. I'd give this thing a real good solid B. But the thing about it is it does not tear up the cards. It doesn't break the cards backs. It does not, but it does. When I was growing up, they used to leave marks on the cards from the little rolly wheel thing. But anyway, and then I took out these big long screws, and I'll show you where those are. There's a couple screws you need not take out. So these screws here, these 4 screws here, you need not take out because that holds the tower. You'll see in a second. But the long screws are down in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you get them out of there. Have a magnet handy if you want to be nice. And then when you get to that point, oh, I want to say this too. These rollers here, these are the things that make the mark. Don't get anything on those that tear up your cards. But see, this will just slip off. That whole cover just slips off. And here's your little 3-volt, going back to probably the 40s or 30s, I don't know, little DC motors. Now, I can wire this for an adapter. I have been told that's not necessary. I would far prefer an adapter. But there's your little gear sets in here. I'm not going to crank it up. Let's do crank it up and just sort of watch the action. Let me put the batteries back in it. I have checked my C batteries and they're fine. They're like all 1.6 volts. And here's what the mechanism looks like. And so when you hit down on this, you get this action. Kind of wonky, but that's okay. Oh, those 4 screws I said don't take out, 2 on each side. That's the tips of them right there. Holds these towers in place. So just like clockworks, it's going to need some lubrication. And what I've got to do that with is my little precision oiler that I've had for a long time. And I usually use transmission oil in that because it's just high detergent, lightweight, 20-ish weight. And this thing here, I can get in there. It's like for guns and whatnot. It's for oiling things like that, whatever you got. But this is a really lovely little oiler. I've had it a very long time. I'm surprised that the plastic has held up. It's just that good kind of plastic. So I want to do this with both hands. I don't want to get too much, but what I'm going to see, I can get down in there and you can see the little spindles. And like I say, be very careful of this thing or you're going to have a very mad customer. And it looks like there's already some corrosion down there. Probably happened on the way over from on the boat. So I'm going to get down here and oil these things. Let's listen to it one more time. It's not terrible, but it could be better, and it's just service. Not hard. It wouldn't take you an hour or less than an hour. So the way to do this is gently pry these little clock plates. That's what I would call them, gear plates. Bearings, and you can see where I'm getting some little bit of metal there, and just put a portion of a drop on that thing, and let's see how it sounds now. It's probably going to be better. Now you got to get it down there to motor. I would think would be one of the and you can get them there too. Here, that's a good idea. I didn't know the back ends were open, the bearings were open on these little motors, so you can see you just put about, just a kiss of the stuff on there. Don't take any. And it might sling a little bit, so you want to wipe the thing down and maybe clean these individually. So let's see how it sounds now. Wow. I'm shocked. That's smooth. Listen how quiet it is now. Let's work it in. And then I'm going to get a little piece of cloth and wipe down those grabby wheels there. Man, a mosey. I'm impressed. I think I got some cards. I need to order. I like those BEE cards, the little Diamondbacks. I used to like those. I didn't play a lot of cards growing up, but if I did, I like those smaller. I like bicycle cards too, but they're kind of big. Okay, we're about ready for a test fire. It's difficult to get these batteries in without the spring kind of laying over. Who cares? It don't matter. It's just let it lay over. Fine. So let's get her back together and put her up on the counter. And I think I've done it all right. Okay. All right. Clickety bang. I got to put the little thing on the top. I only got the 4 little screws. Literally 30-40 minutes to do this. I've got the little black screws in and this thing back on, and that thing goes here. I think it just slips on there or something. And that's all that does, I think. Oh, okay. How does it go in there? Is it? I guess the spring loaded. No, okay. It goes. I didn't really pay attention to that. Okay, so you got this spring loaded bit here. Some moistened bit distributing swords is no basis for a form of government. Okay, so this is 2 decks. Let's see how it does. And these are bicycle cards. I just happen to be one back there. Okay, well, let's see how it does here. You ready? Ready. Now, I've been around this machine before. I've never seen it work that well. And then you pull this out and you get that. No cheating. So I get it now. I've got the box, but it didn't come with directions. I guess it's rather self-explanatory. So let's do it again. I've never seen it work that well. I've seen it work a couple of times, and they slide and go down the sides and make a mess, and they turn. I've actually seen it turn cards upside down, so when you're halfway through a game, you got a card facing up. Well, that's no good. Okay, let's try it one more time. That is the best I've ever seen that work. And so anyway, that's pretty much it. So that's all. It's so easy, and it's just that's all there is. So all right, give me a thumbs up, and if it's in the cards for you, subscribe. Oh, I wanted to say one other thing. I got some of that anti-bird tape, 500 feet things that you can see on my weather station out there. The bird, that's working. There's still some mean old bird gets in the barn, but I think that's going to soon be over. And but anyway, the bird situation is infinitely better here. Oh, let me show you what it looks like. I was getting ready to sign off there and I decided not to. Yeah, I'm doing laundry. It's this stuff. I don't just wherever you can find it. But you get 2 rolls like this, and I just tied it around stuff that I can't see because it's so distracting. But I tied it all over my hammock, and I hadn't seen a bird around here. I see a crow out in the field. Every now and then I'll see a little bird. So I just tied a little bit right there, and you can see it streaming off there. And I hung some CDs up. That didn't work so good. And the twisty things are good too, but you got to really tie them things down because those things are up here anyway. It's so windy. Those things really twirl. I mean, but you just got to tie them up. You're really good with some monofilament. And take note on those twirly things. They have holes at the top and the bottom. I don't have one up here. So I don't know if I've got one. Do I have one around here? Let me look and see if I do. Well, I don't have one up here. Can't find one, so that's okay. Just remember there's one at the top and the bottom, so you can secure it high and low, and it won't move around so much, and it still twirls. And and you can get those little fishing things, little things like you put on a lure, the little clips in different sizes, and use those, and they'll really spin because that's what they're designed to do. Those lures that go through water that spin and attract fish, you can get them things too. Just I imagine, what's it called? Advocate, Advance, Academia, what's it called? I never can remember the name of the place. It doesn't seem to fit, but any sporting goods place, Academy, that's what it's called, Academy. I like that place. That's where I got my fold-up rocking chairs. Those are cool. Okay, here's these twirly things, and let me tell you, birds don't like that at all. So it's got a hole in the top, and you think that that's going to be fine. Well, it's also got a hole in the bottom. So I'm gonna do them like that because I think they'll twirl better than they'll do the wavy thing. So wavy gravy. So that's just wanted to show you that. You know, I got an idea, and I thought maybe this will be pretty cool. I'm gonna put some of this foam in there and see if I can quiet this down a little bit. Let's see how loud it is now. That ain't bad. A lot better than it was, but let's see if we can make it even better. You got to be careful putting something in here, but I'm going to do this thing. So once again, there's the internals, and I cut these little squares, and I'm going to tuck them right down in there. See? And then we're gonna do it that way, and see if that kind of sound deadens it a little bit. I'm kind of okay with that. Just don't hit those little springs that are apparently very perfectly balanced to take the weight of a deck of cards. So you get to see how that works too. But don't foul those up. I think it's going to quiet it down several decibels. That's going to be okay. Let's see what else I can do. I don't think I can do much else there. I might try to pack a little bit more in there, but you know, insulation is such that it's the air space that really insulates and sounds dead. You don't want to compress any insulation. Always lowers the efficiency. This might be enough. Maybe the company might consider doing that and call it the super quiet or something like that. That's really a nice work there, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so designs change. That happens. So I took some little pieces and filled up these little caverns in here, whatever they were doing, just voids. And then I ended up taking them out of there and taping them to this because they want to foul on those gears. So make sure you don't foul on those gears. And I just put some Scotch tape on because once I get it together, it's not going to move around any. Very interesting. I don't know. It's not that I'm amazingly bored today. I just thought of this. I want to try it, and I got the time to do it. Okay, we're back together now, and we are going to test it. I'm not going to run any cards through it. We're just going to see if it's any quiet. It's got a little bit more heft to it, and that's nice too. So let's see if it's quiet. I'm going to look at my readings on my camera. I kind of took note of the first time. Okay, here we go. That's a good bit quieter. I don't have a way to measure decibels, but let's look at the camera. Yeah, it's several bars lower on my little channel 1, channel 2 on my CamBot here. So just a little fun. I can't wait to see the reaction. The person that I'm doing this for will not allow itself, herself, hisself, them, her, they to be on camera. They don't like that. So I don't like it either, but I like making the videos. But I might see if I can talk them into giving me a react. Let them run it and see what they say. But that'll be a part 2 because I'm not sure that's going to happen. So we'll just see what happens. It's much better, and it didn't cost anything. It cost a little bit of a fraction of a penny's worth of foam and Scotch tape and planning. Just
seeing how the mechanics work. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Like and subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.
Here they come. We're getting ready to fertilize the back 5 here for hay. Cool. Just in time. So there they are, spreading the fertilizer. Yay! I've been fertilized. Howdy.